In this video, we're asked to write a class called studentTicket that'll extend the ticket class through inheritance. Um, and as you can see, the ticket class has several different methods in it, and we're going to basically call upon a couple of these methods when we need to do so. So a few key important details are student tickets are always bought by the campus ticket sales agency 2 weeks prior to the event. Students will get a one-half discount price off of the initial price of any ticket for an event. Excuse me. And honor students will get an additional $5 off the one-half discount. The minimum they can get is free. They're not going to get paid back for tickets. That would really make no sense. And here's an interesting thing: student tickets have a promotion code. And for example, the client sets the promotion code to this. A student that actually stores that. Okay, so we'll just be storing um, promotion codes. Okay, so the actual methods that we need to construct that'll be new will be a public student ticket, which will basically construct the student ticket from the given base price, and it'll check to see whether or not the student is an honors student. Based off of our Boolean method to see as to whether or not it is an honors student. The existing behaviors of ticket should act differently. Okay, that makes sense. You must also make student ticket objects comparable to each other interface. Okay. Alright. So let's get started with this bit of code here. Um, am I in a... I need to construct a new Java file. There we go. Okay, so public class, and our class is student ticket. From the spec, we saw that it extends the class ticket, and it did mention at the bottom of the spec that we need to implement a comparable interface. And we're going to compare the student ticket object to, of course, other student ticket objects. So the first thing we need to know is we need to know our private fields. So if we go back to the spec here, um, it looks like what we're keeping track of is, for the most part, we're checking to see if it is an honor student. So we are going to keep track of the Boolean. Uh, so it's going to be private Boolean, and at this point we can name it anything, but we're keeping track of honor student, so just mark it down as honors. So the first the first thing we had to do was create this constructor, public student ticket, that'll take in a double type of price and a boolean of the honor student. So if we get started here, we can see that public student ticket, gotta say it takes in double the price, and it's boolean honors to check to see as to whether or not the student is honors. So we're gonna construct this by calling the super method of the ticket constructor class. We're gonna implement the price, and what was the other detail that we needed to know? Student tickets are always bought by the campus agency 2 weeks in advance. Okay, because we're calling upon the ticket method here, or it's the constructor here, it's going to take in a second parameter of int days early, which will say how early was it purchased? 2 weeks, 14 days before. So we're going to call the super price, and we're going to plug in our 14 because the tickets are bought 14 days in advance prior to the event that's going on. And in order to declare honors or set honors to something, we're just going to say this dot honors is equal to the honors that's passed in. Okay. The next thing that we need to know is we need to know what the price is going to be. So this would be a good time to construct a method where we're going to get the double price, aka right up here. And yeah. So how are we going to do this? Well, it was kind of given in the spec here. Students will always get a 1/2 discount price off of the initial price of any ticket for an event. So for that, we'll declare a double price is equal to the super dot. We'll get its price, and then we'll divide that by 2 because it's the 1/2 discount. So this is the point where we wanted to check to see as to whether or not they're an honor student. So if honors basically means if this is true, um, if they're an honor student, then what we're gonna do is what are we gonna do here? Okay, if they're an honor student, they get an additional 5 off. The minimum cost is free. They can't get anything. They can't get anything below 0. So we're gonna call upon our maximum value here. We'll say, okay, the minimum we're gonna get to is $0. The maximum we're gonna get is the price that we declared up here minus $5, so 5.00. 5.00 because we're dealing with doubles here. And what do we want to do after this? We just want to return the price that we get. Okay, so we dealt with the price. Now we should deal with the honors method here. So we're gonna deal with the Boolean. What do we want to do? Return as to whether or not the student is an honors student. Okay, so public Boolean is honors student. The way we're going to tell as to whether or not that's true is we're going to actually return the value of honors that we get from up here. So we're just going to return our field. Simple enough. Okay. Let's check to see for a couple more methods. I believe there were some. Okay. Students get promotional codes. Okay, because we know that we need to deal with this, we should probably start setting up a method to get the promotional codes. So it's going to be public. Let's see if we have a super constructor of promotional codes. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's going to be at the type void. Set promotion code. It's going to take in a string code just like it's super. We're going to call upon the super's set promotion method to make our life a lot easier here. It's going to take in a code, and then what we're going to do is we're going to say, alright, we're going to take that and we're going to concatenate a student with that. And that should be that. Because if we looked at the spec again here, you see keep calling winner, but it says it should take the code suffix here, and then it should have quotation marks, and then it should have student within the quotation marks. So we're going to go back here. The next thing we need to do is we need to construct a comparison method. So we're going to do that by returning an integer for a compare to method. Because we decided to implement comparable student tickets to other student tickets, we're gonna say, okay, we're gonna check the type of student ticket, and it's gonna be called other. And alright, so the first thing we want to do is we want to check the prices of each of the student tickets together. So we're gonna call our get price method, and then compare it to the other dot its get price method. And if they're not equivalent to each other, then that's good, because we can just say get price minus other dot get price, and this will give us an integer value. So we should actually then return this integer value. And otherwise, in this case, the prices tend to be equivalent to each other. So what do? We need to compare the promotional codes to see as to whether or not one of the students gets a promotional discount. So in this case, we're just going to return the get promotion code of the first student, and we're going to use our compare to method and check its other dot get promotion code. Oops. And that's it. That's our student ticket class.